Urgent. Club calls internal meeting after Arsenal makes a move for clinical star. And more. Gunners fans abandon Martin Zubimendi and demand Arteta sign a £70 million English star. To wrap it up, Porto's president drops a bombshell, hinting that Arsenal could make a U-turn on Fábio Vieira's future. All this and more you can check out now with the top Arsenal news directly from Emirates Stadium. So make sure to like the video and check your subscription so you don't miss any updates. And without further ado, let's get started. Arsenal will undoubtedly be keeping a close eye on one of their January transfer targets, as they look to finally seal the deal this summer. With the Premier League title race all but decided, the focus has now shifted toward the upcoming transfer window, where Andrea Berta's imminent arrival as the club's new sporting director adds an extra layer of anticipation. After a frustrating January window, which saw Arsenal fail to land key reinforcements, all eyes will be on Berta's ability to strengthen Arteta's squad ahead of the 2025/26 season. With striker reinforcements a priority and several key names linked, Arsenal must act decisively to avoid another window of missed opportunities. Antoine Semenyo transfer discussed at Bournemouth. During the winter transfer window, Arsenal didn't go all in for many players, but the one confirmed move they made was for Ollie Watkins, only to have their bid shut down immediately. That being said, there were other names on the radar. As January came to a close, rumors popped up that the Gunners had their eyes on Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo ended up staying put at the Vitality Stadium, but talk of a summer move is already heating up. According to Team Talk, Bournemouth recently held an internal meeting to discuss the futures of both Semenyo and his teammate Milos Kerkez, who has also attracted interest from Liverpool. What makes things even more interesting, Semenyo himself has hinted at being an Arsenal fan. He recently spoke about his admiration for the Emirates, which definitely adds fuel to the fire. Bournemouth reportedly won around £50 million for him, a price that Arsenal can afford if they decide to go after a new winger this summer. Could Semenyo be the next addition to Mikel Arteta's squad? Let's see how this one unfolds. Since Semenyo is right-footed, he could be the perfect option for Arteta to bring some real competition to Gabriel Martinelli on the left flank. Let's be honest, Martinelli hasn't quite hit his usual heights this season, and that only strengthens the argument that Arsenal need another winger to push him and keep the attack sharp. Semenyo has already been described as aggressive and clinical by his teammate Lewis Cook earlier this season via BBC. That kind of profile could be exactly what Arteta's squad is missing, a forward who's already Premier League proven and ready to make an impact. And Bournemouth, they know what's coming. They're bracing themselves for interest in their star man, and with Arsenal admirers in North London, this could be one to watch closely. Forget Martin Zubimendi. Arsenal fans urge Mikel Arteta to sign £70 million England star instead. Arsenal have been dealt a bit of a blow in their pursuit of Martin Zubimendi. The Gunners are expected to make at least one big signing in the middle of their park, as both Thomas Partey and Jorginho could leave the Emirates. Zubimendi is the man Mikel Arteta wants, and a lot of work has already gone into trying to secure a deal for the Spain international. But Cope and Spain have revealed that Zubimendi is now edging closer and closer to signing for Real Madrid this summer. If that is true, Arsenal will have to turn their attention elsewhere, and fans of the Emirates Stadium Club have a suggestion for Arteta. Arsenal fans make interesting claim about Adam Wharton after Martin Zubimendi blow. A lot of Arsenal fans have never been fully convinced by Martin Zubimendi. There's no denying he's a top talent. After all, several elite clubs are after him, but Gooners have always been a bit skeptical about whether he's the right fit for Arsenal. Now, with reports suggesting that Zubimendi is closing in on a move to Real Madrid, many Arsenal fans have taken to social media to push for an alternative. Crystal Palace's rising star, Adam Wharton. One fan tweeted, "Wharton is a way more dynamic midfielder, more creative, more physical, and with a higher ceiling than Zubimendi. He's technically gifted, has great passing ability, and is comfortable using both feet." Another chimed in, "I've always preferred Wharton to Zubimendi. He can play as an 8 or a 6. He's younger, and his potential is massive." The sentiment kept rolling in. Wharton over Zubimendi any day. One Gooner even went as far as calling him a Xabi Alonso Reagan and insisted he'd take Wharton over Zubimendi without hesitation. And another made it simple. Zubimendi can go to Madrid. Just bring me Adam Wharton. Looks like the fans have spoken. Will Arteta listen? What Declan Rice has said about Adam Wharton speaks volumes. Right now, there's no doubt Declan Rice is Arsenal's best midfielder. Sure, Partey is a powerhouse when fit, and Odegaard is pure magic when he's on his game, but neither have been as consistently dominant as Rice since he arrived at the club. And let's be real, he's not going anywhere. Next season, his name will be the first one on Arteta's team sheet. But here's where it gets interesting. Rice himself has already spoken highly of Adam Wharton, and that alone should make Arteta take notice. Back in 2024, Rice had this to say about Wharton. He's been outstanding. He's so composed and calm on the ball. He played his first half of the season in the championship. Now he's at Crystal Palace and even getting called up for England. He's got a beautiful left foot, really crisp passing, and overall, he's just a down-to-earth guy who wants to learn. That's some serious praise from Arsenal's midfield general. Now, the only question is, will Arsenal meet Palace's £70 million price tag? Let's see if the club is willing to make a move. Porto president suggests Arsenal could now suddenly make a U-turn on Fábio Vieira's future. Last summer, Arsenal decided to send Fábio Vieira on a season-long loan to Porto. The Gunners had brought the Portuguese midfielder back in 2022 for an initial £30 million. He showed glimpses of his talent in the famous red and white, but the issue was consistency. Despite his potential, Vieira just couldn't put together a run of good performances, and Arteta ultimately chose to keep young Ethan Nwaneri in the squad ahead of him last summer. Now, the 24-year-old is enjoying his time at Porto, but his future beyond this season is being called into question. Porto's president, Andrea Berta, has made some surprising comments that could change everything regarding Vieira's next move. Looks like there's more to come on this one. Let's see what happens. Porto president Andrea Berta comments on Arsenal loanee Fábio Vieira's future. Fábio Vieira spent 2 full seasons at Arsenal following his move from Porto, but things didn't quite go as planned. The versatile midfielder made 49 appearances under Arteta across all competitions, but only 17 of those were starts. It became pretty clear that Vieira wasn't at the top of Arteta's list, so a loan move to Porto was arranged last summer. After a rough start in Portugal, Vieira has really turned things around and impressed massively, so much so that Porto is eager to keep him beyond this season. While it's been widely reported that Arsenal are ready to sell Vieira this summer, Porto's president, Andrea Berta, has thrown a bit of a curveball. He's hinted that Arsenal might do a U-turn on their plans, saying they could still believe in him. Villas-Boas, who has managed Tottenham and Chelsea in the past, told Ojogo, "Fábio is one of our own, someone who will always be welcomed with open arms. He knows these corners like no one else, which is why we brought him in. He's now at a unique moment, recognized by all as one of the most informed players." Based on that, the same reasons that led Arsenal to sign him for €35 million may be the same reasons that make Arsenal continue to believe in him, and we lose him. Looks like there could be more twists and turns ahead for Vieira's future. Mikel Arteta has always been a fan of Fábio Vieira and his talent. The Porto star has incredible quality on the ball, excellent vision, and versatility, making him a valuable asset in any squad. But there's one issue, his physicality, which has raised some concerns. This summer, Vieira will be entering the final 2 years of his contract with Arsenal. It's the perfect time for the club to consider cashing in on him. For Arsenal's sporting director Andrea Berta, the last thing he should do is allow Vieira to remain at the club for another season. If that happens, Vieira would enter the final 12 months of his contract in 2026, potentially making him harder to sell at that point. Selling Vieira this summer would give Arsenal the best chance of recouping a significant portion of the £30 million they paid for him back in 2022. The clock is ticking. This summer could be the time to make the move. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.